One thing I don't like about this tractor is the fuel fill on top of the hood. Not a fan. Alright, so I just wanted to show you guys what it's like, at least for me, to load these timbers onto tractor forks. First things first, let's warm the tractor up. Let it run for a few minutes. Got my gloves. The other day they were frozen. There's still some ice between them. I think what I'm going to do is just get 6 of them, and well, let me show you what the wall looks like so far. It's still kind of muddy over here, but I've got my fabric back here, and this side is where it's stepping off. It's finished. Alright, so yep, that's done. What I'm going to do next is do my anchors again on this top layer, just like the ones down there you see. But I wanted to get some timbers loaded up. Like I said, it's still muddy. Let it give it as much time to dry up as I can. That's all I needed just to raise this up. But what I'm going to do is just pull them right on the forks. You can see there's still some ice back there. We're still getting freezing temperatures at night. It does look like I have enough. Well, actually, do this. It's frozen. Anyway. They're heavy, very wet. think I might have a couple posts left over. I'm sure I'll find something to do with them. It's always a project needs to be done. To me, this right here was one of the worst parts of this build. Getting these off the trailer, especially as heavy as they are, and not smash my hands. I'm gonna do one more. I should have probably just left it running. Look at those deer tracks. So what I'm going to do is I'll pull right here and unload them that way. But for now, I need to start measuring for my dead men's again. All right. So you see, I bring the tractor over here to the end. Man, this is gonna be muddy. All right, so, but this is pretty easy. Ooh, almost lost it. I've got one end on there. Just climb over the wall. But I need to flip it. See, that's what I didn't want to happen, but it did. So, we make it work. Walk it. All right. And just like that, now let's do this. I found it the easiest. Get my pencil. What I'm going to do is put one right here on the edge, and it'll be a little higher, but I need the extra support here, so we are going to do that. And I'm just going to use this as a measurement. So that's right here is 48 inches. I think I can do one. Let me get my tape. So let me do this 64 inches. He'll come all the way over there. That'll be a very nice base. And I think you'll still have about 6 or 8 inches of dirt over top of it, so that will work just fine. So 64 inches. And I'm using older ones, older posts for the cross members, so they don't just rot, but they're just fine. So 64 inches. I'm just going to do one at a time. There's the line. It's getting sharp. The chain is getting a little dull on this, but let's put this underneath it. That's one. Yep, that's a heavy. Let me slide this one over. This is where I want it to stop. Slide this one over. Now what I need to do is dig that out. Laying in the mud. This is very loose soil. what I'm going to do is drill a hole and put a rebar through it. Alright, so let me go ahead and get these done, and then I'll bring you guys back when I'm finished. You know, I believe my wall construction is complete. I've got the anchors, the wall, fabric, drain pipe. Over here where it's the tallest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 1 in the ground, so 9 layers. I've got 2 layers of the anchors. It's a little wobbly right now, but obviously they're not backfilled. But I am excited to be done with this. Now what I need to do is start backfilling. So now on the agenda, I am going to take or switch from my forks to the bucket, and the gravel is right there. You start backfilling. gravel backfill is complete. Now I'm going to put more fabric down and start filling in with dirt. Well, the wall is pretty much done. I just have to finish backfilling it with dirt, and I'm actually out of dirt right now. I got to get my dump trailer hooked up and go back to the front of the property where my wood yard is, and I've got I think 20, maybe 30 tons over there. I got to take my tractor, load up my dump trailer, and bring it back over here and dump it. But let me show you what I have. Got the tractor pretty dirty, but it's all right. It's kind of still wet from all the snow and ice. This will be fine. I'll just put some more seed down. But the plan right here, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to slope this with decorative stone or like a river rock or something like that. But this is what it's looking like so far, and I am pretty happy with the result. This is still loose dirt. It's so wet, I don't want to mess with it. But as you can see, I still need probably at least 10 to 15 ton, if not more, or however many cubic yards that is. But it looks like about 30 feet times 2 feet times 3 or 4 feet. And also over here, I am planning on doing the same thing, sloping this off and decorative stone. For those of you who are interested to know the cost of this build, this wall build that I built, it's a timber retaining wall. I use 6x6 treated posts, and it is 66 feet long and 4 feet tall in the center. And let me show you. You can see it stair steps a little bit, and the same thing on the other side. But just to let you guys know, the costs are, I'm still not quite finished with it. I have to backfill with dirt, but all the costs are complete. That is for the retaining wall itself. That does not include the patio that I'm going to build, but that's going to take some time later on. But just for the retaining wall, I used 48 6x6 by 12 timbers, and that equaled out to $1,850. I needed 22 feet of rebar, so that was $18 in rebar. Gravel, I used number 57. I had 20 tons delivered. That was $720, but I think I only used about 15 ton, give or take a ton here and there. So let's say $540. It was, boy, get back from there. It was $100 for the fabric and $200 for Timberlock screws. I only had like 5 or 6 screws left, so I used just about all of them. So the total was, for everything, not including tax, was $2,708. Obviously, this does not include the tax. And I did not have to rent any machines. My tractor did most of the work. And that's actually a little higher than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be about $1,800 to $2,000, but I did not consider the costs of fabric, so much gravel. I was only hoping maybe 5 tons of gravel, but it is what it is. Do I think that you could build this cheaper? I mean, I guess if the stuff is on sale. Or would it be cheaper to build a stone retaining wall, like an actual block? I don't know. We wanted to do this one to match the porch and everything else. We have a lot of exposed wood on our house, so that's what we wanted to do. And this is gonna create more living space. It's going to give us another 500 square feet of patio space. Once I'm finished with that, that's probably going to be another $2,000, but I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't, and ask any questions. I'll be more than happy to reply. Until then, you guys stay blessed.